All righty. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had an excellent time during our break after our breakout sessions. So to kick off our breakout session debrief, we're going to go ahead and start with Dr. Paul Stackhouse, who led the renewable energy breakout session and reviewing some of the findings.
All right, thank you, Madison. And we had a good discussion with Greg Lang and the Ret Screen team, and so we captured some of the needs that we have. First, in terms of our first question, what they were utilizing is certainly working for them very well, and so we're certainly glad about that. But where we started to talk about was some of the future needs. And there's some very interesting future needs that are definitely on the priorities in terms of NASA's sorts of priorities in terms of the Earth observing systems. So one of those was providing some gaseous constituents information. Specifically mentioned was nitrous oxide and sulfates. There are projects that have that sort of data. Power does not have that right now. And that would be something that we could look into providing. One of those new missions is TEMPO, and TEMPO is meant to just cover North America, but to do so with such pollutant information on an hourly basis, and that might be something for a regional data product to evaluate. He also mentioned more information regarding the water cycle, particularly water runoff maps. This would be particularly important for hydrological power purposes and planning and siting and evaluation, and to evaluate new projects and their risk. So in the context of future climates, that would be really important. And talking about future climates, that is definitely one area. We've already started to collaborate with looking at future climate data products and processing those at various different decades, starting with a decade from 2015 to 2025. So this involves interpreting downscaled outputs and putting the sorts of parameters from ensemble of models for different scenarios for different decadal time periods, both the near term and then the longer term. And of course, the building horizon is usually less, like 30 to 50 years. So getting the nearest decade, like 2015 to 2025, and then 2025 to 2035, those decades are important. And then you move out to look at the risks for new systems. So one of the things, though, that they would need in terms of those sorts of forecasts is to try to resolve the hourly. Of course, that's very difficult. These models actually don't provide hourly data. They do provide daily data, so the one downscale product that we are using is daily. So we probably would have to make some assumptions regarding the diurnal cycles in those sorts of forecasted periods. So same sorts of parameters that we're evaluating now, but from future climate scenarios would be useful. So the solar irradiance would be particularly useful. And then besides the temperature information, the water vapor information, and the wind information as well, precipitation, I should mention too. One thing that was mentioned is providing more information on illuminance. So we did discuss that a little bit. This would support architects, and it would be important also for the buildings, which there is definitely overlap between renewable energies and buildings and integrating the two together. So sorry, sustainable buildings, we probably talked about some of your work, but the illuminance parameters, which we do actually provide estimates for, if you select the EPW format, which is the Energy Plus weather format, there is some estimates of illuminance, but we would like to spend more time evaluating those. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. So in terms of new data services and formats, we talked about expanding the web-based image services through GIS, providing new and different GIS sort of levels to interleave data products. Red Screen has been contacted by Microsoft and others to share their platform and have some sort of platform sharing. So this might be something also that would be, they've haven't done that yet, but perhaps that might be something in the future for the next big thing in sharing science. Um, but there's some possibility here for joint development of web services and more analytical functions for the parameters relevant to sizing of renewable energy-based systems. One of the aspects in terms of what you see as the next big thing is Greg Lang did comment specifically how encouraged he was to see some of the student presentations. And that's why we awarded Luis with his award, his recognition award, because of his development of academic curriculum and lessons that featured these tools and started the build capacity within students to be able to utilize these for energy making decisions and energy efficient decisions and reducing of greenhouse gas emissions from various different projects and buildings. So that sort of thing. So definitely we want to think about encouraging and developing new lessons, new collaborations with universities on to allow lessons to incorporate usage within the lesson material. So I think that I have covered the gist, and so I think that will be it for the renewable energy debrief. And thank you.